Our field trip on day 3 of the games took us to Shumway Lake, and this is where the largest contingent of Kamloops athletes is looking to medal, with 4 paddlers entered in the canoe and kayaking events. 15-year-old Brooke McLean of Kamloops said her goal in these games was to make top 3. Well, she has, and even better. McLean became the first local athlete to medal, winning a bronze in the canoe for 1,000 meters. The 2-time BC Bantam Sprint champion, McLean then teamed up with Elizabeth Kraft in the final of the C2. Late in the race, the BC pair trailed in 3rd place, but they made up water down the stretch to win silver behind Saskatchewan with a time of 5 minutes, 20.4 seconds.
Well, our finish, I could tell we were both feeling sick by the 200 meter, and so I called it up, and I knew we were working hard. And to be honest, I didn't know how the race was going to go. I think we've paddled 6 times together. We don't practice really together. About the 200 meters from the end, I think we were starting to pick it up, pull speed, and then by the 150 meters, I think we were pretty far ahead, but I just wanted to pull farther ahead to make sure that we locked the spot.
Another Kamloops athlete, 16-year-old Kiefer Johnson, was just hoping for a top 5 finish in his 1,000-meter events. Modest goals when you compare it to the final results. Johnson took 2nd and a silver in the C1 1,000-meter final. He then teamed up with Kamloops teammate Zach Morgan and took bronze in the C2 1,000.
Going against people that are 19, it's very hard to gauge yourself to where you need to be. With Zach, he's my partner, we do our best to sort of perform our own race and not worry about how the other people are racing. And I feel like we weren't really able to do that today. We were more focused on keeping up with their race plan as opposed to sticking with ours. And I feel like if we had have kept more with our race plan, that we could have done a little bit better. But I feel that our finish was a bit stronger. We made up some ground at the end, and I guess that's what we always aim to do.
When it comes to canoe and kayaking, no one province dominates quite like Saskatchewan. In the canoe and kayaking 1,000-meter finals, Team Sask took 10 of the 24 medals and 4 of 8 goals, including a sweep in the K1 final. These finals presented a quandary for one set of Saskatchewan parents. It happened in the C2 1000 final, where Rick and Laura Saparlo from Regina had 2 daughters racing, but on different teams.
Well, you just cheer for Saparlo and go Team Sask. Good, go Team Sask. So I think that's the best and hope for the best for both of them.
Rick, do the girls race against each other very often?
Not very often, actually. Amy just started canoeing this past summer and that, so they've never really raced against each other in one-on-one competition. So this is the first time they've actually raced against each other. So
now you go and talk to the girls now. What do you say to each one of them?
Congratulations to both of you. Great race. You did your best. Good for you. And I'm sure they'll be proud of each other as well.
For many of the volunteers, the coaches, and the mission staff at the Western Canada Summer Games, this is all about giving back, and we found one such well-known volunteer with Team Saskatchewan. Amber Holland is at the top of her game, the 2011 Scotties Canadian Curling Champion. At the Western Canada Summer Games, Amber is on the mission staff for Team Saskatchewan in canoe and kayaking this week and soccer next week.
I think the thing for me, the multi-sport games, it's just a different feeling. I really enjoy sport, and a lot of times you immerse yourself in one sport, right? You know, I work curling, I play curling, I volunteer curling. So when I come to something like this, it's just nice to kind of be part of something else, but it's still in sport and something that I love.
Amber Holland was bitten by the volunteer bug when she served on the host committee for the 2005 Canada Games in Regina. As someone who has been through the process and reached the top, Amber has some sage advice for these young athletes on their way up.
You know, just enjoy the experience. It's all about your performance. The results obviously take care of themselves. If you go out there and do what you've trained and do what you've practiced, everything else will be fine. And if it doesn't work out the way you planned, then you go back and you train harder and you do things different and you keep at it and keep trying. So, and just enjoy every moment. You know, enjoy the people that are around you and the people that are involved in sport, because that sometimes means more than the results.
Meanwhile, at the track, BC's Tristan Smith has scored a hat trick. The Maple Ridge athlete won gold in the 1500 wheelchair race to sweep all of the events he was entered in. He also won gold in the 200 and 400 meters, and Caitlin Ramage from Nanaimo set a new games record in winning the 5-kilometer walk. It was a BC sweep in the men's 800-meter final. Victoria's John Pratt crossed the line first, edging out Sean Keane from White Rock, who had led for most of the race until just a few yards from the finish. Bronze went to Thomas Riva from Victoria. And Team BC's Hillary Willie was the first gold medalist of the Games on Saturday, winning the individual event in triathlon. Today she added a second gold to her stash in the team relay at Lac Lejeune.